Hi, what's up everyone? Welcome to my strategy guide for the map Die Rise. What's going to be really important is that you build your liquefier, and if you plan on going past round 100, you're going to want to get the QCB, or I think it's the CQB, I could be wrong. Just the weird little SMG from box, or you can also use the ballistic knives, because those will give you the best movement speed, which is pretty important for the late round strategy. So for all your rounds up to 100, you're going to want to camp in the elevator shaft right down here where there's the metal grate that slides you down. And when you're standing down here, you're only going to have 2 spawns, which is probably the fastest on this whole map. Ideally, you want to start the round standing on that platform, and you want to have some of the slime from the liquefier sort of on the ground in front of both of the spawns, just so that they can start to slip immediately. And that makes it easier for you to start a killing chain for both spawns separately. And once you have that going, just by standing on this platform, you have pretty easy access to just immediately shoot if one of the chains randomly stops, or if, for example, a lot of zombies are spawning on one end and one chain just seems like it isn't killing enough of them. This strategy is pretty difficult, especially when you have if you take it down and you have to go around the whole map, that means carpenters are going to turn on, and you have to deal with your drops. Sometimes you're not getting the drops you need, and if you find this strategy too difficult, you could play a variation of it, just standing on the little platform that is sort of right below this first area. If you back yourself up all the way, all of the zombies will pretty much stand in the same spot before they try to drop down to your little platform. And ideally, you just want to start your killing chain there. And it's almost the same speed, not quite as fast because you only have one chain going, but it's a lot safer that way. Past round 100, you're going to want to kill all of the zombies using the Trample Steam, because the liquefier isn't going to do enough damage to kill them in one shot anymore. So essentially, once you're in this Trample Steam room, you're going to be doing a lot of these arch, or I guess arc-shaped trains, and it takes a lot of practice to get to know the spawns better, so you can actually do this arc without getting cornered. You can kind of see what I'm doing in this video, but with your Trample Steam, you're going to want to go place it in the doorway, going over to the little square room, and as soon as you see it placed, you're going to want to turn back around, because now you can't just take the horde in there because you've got to wait for it to recharge. It should only take one little arc shape going back around to the quick revive elevator, and once you come back, you're going to want to delay until you see the little flag on the Trample Steam go up. That means you're good to cross over it. So as soon as you see that flag, just immediately run, and you want to stand behind that wall really close to the zombies so that whenever they cross over, they're really packed, and you should be able to kill most of a horde within only one use. And what's going to happen is you're not really going to kill any of the walker zombies. How many walkers you have is just kind of RNG. They're going to sort of stand in the middle of the room. They're not going to move very fast, and after a little while, each of those will just despawn on their own until they turn into a new sprinter, or they turn back into a walker or something. So once you've killed the horde of sprinters with your Trample Steam, you're going to want to pick it back up and just do the same arc. So you're going to go back around until you have the full horde on you, or actually you don't even have to have the full horde, until all of the zombies in the square room are gone. So that way you are safe to actually put your Trample Steam back down. And as it's recharging, you do the same thing, you delay until the flag turns on. This time, it should be on your second or third. This time, whenever you kill them, the Trample Steam will break. So you actually have to go grab a new one, which is usually not that bad, because the only zombies that are stopping you are just walkers, and you can kind of just walk through those sometimes. So that's about it for the actual strategy, but there are a couple tips I can give you to hopefully make this map easier for you. You can get more than 4 perks by completing the, I guess a frog. I've heard people say frog rounds. I think they're called jumping jacks. But if you do one of those rounds where you completely finish it without missing any bullets, you will get an extra perk drop as well as a max ammo. Now, I think you're going to have a really hard time if you try using something like a Galil or an assault rifle, SMG. The easiest way would be to use something like a really strong melee, like the Bowie knife or the Galvanuckles. You could also use the Claymores, because even if those miss, they don't actually count as a miss. So if you took your Galvanuckles, you were just not hitting any of them, right? You still wouldn't be missing. And one more trick is how to use Who's Who the right way on a high round. Basically, if you have all 6 perks, or I mean, you don't need all 6 perks, but if you have Who's Who and Quick Revive at the same time, what's going to happen is whenever you go down and, you know, it's on round 200 or something like that and it's super risky, you don't actually have to go revive yourself. If you let yourself bleed out in Who's Who, and if you have Quick Revive as well, so you need to have Who's Who Quick Revive, if you let yourself bleed out in Who's Who, and you just don't die, you just wait for the little cooldown to end, right? It's going to respawn you, but you're going to be missing Who's Who and Quick Revive. And that way, you can just buy both of those back if you want. But the advantage to doing this is that if you revive yourself with Who's Who, or if you revive yourself with Quick Revive, you're going to respawn without your perks. So this trick is nice so that you can still have Jug whenever you get back up, because that's honestly the most important thing about this strategy. That's about it. Sorry if the audio wasn't great. I'm actually recording this at 6 in the morning, because I don't think I'll have time to do any more recording. I don't really want to ramble, because I usually am pretty bad at that. So, thanks for watching.